What's up, everyone?
What's in one?
Love
We
that.
are a sports podcast.
The New York Football Giants. Love that.
Welcome to episode number 3 of Dimes a Dozen. It's Dallas Cowboys week. Game number 1 against them. Here we go. 0-4.
Note,
Crawling into this game.
I would like to note that the stat man left prior to this. You know, I'm not saying he's scared, but I'm not saying he's excited.
We'll take it as a positive jinx.
Yeah.
That he had to get out of here because he was nervous about what was going to go down in this episode.
He knows.
Where are we at? Where are we at mentally with the Giants? How do you feel after
We're
this
on
Rams
the ledge.
game?
Talk me off the ledge.
Okay.
The offense is showing zero signs of life. This is
Bad. Here's a bad statistic for the offense. We played 4 games. We've scored 3 touchdowns.
How?
That's fucking bad.
It's really, really bad.
And that's even that stat, that negative stat, gives a positive stat to the defense.
Oh yeah,
Because the defense is on the field all the time, and they're not doing that bad. They're doing
they're really
pretty
not.
well.
They're surprisingly good.
And I got to pull up. I pulled a tweet here from Alex Wilson at Alex Wilson ESM, who is always putting out good Giants content. He said, "The more I look into the Giants defense, the more I go, Patrick Graham was a great hire.
Yeah.
0 yards allowed on defensive pass interference this year. 13th in points allowed, thanks to the offense who can't stay on the field. So if the offense actually could put some drives together, that would even be a lower stat.
And just like, if only I almost wish we had a preseason. And then if Saquon stays healthy, like, we're scary.
Yeah.
But I mean, also we never should have gotten rid of Odell. I'm going to say that forever and ever and ever. Shouldn't have happened. Should have been
Ingram, he's our guy. We in our catch 4th and 1 episode 18. Matt's move is to trade Ingram for some draft picks, get rid of him, get him off the roster. The guy can't block and
he can't. Like,
can't
what are
catch.
we doing with him? What are we doing with him? Just send him anywhere else.
To
Third
talk-
round pick at this point.
To give 2 more little statistics about the defense, 11th in run yards allowed and 5th in yards per game allowed. That's pretty good for a team that's 0-4.
It really is. Like, it's like they haven't broken yet. They're clearly bought in on the culture. The offense needs to wake up.
Let's go back to the Rams game. Surprising game. I thought we were going to get fucking smoked.
Yeah.
After the 49ers game, we played against their C-string people.
Which
The Rams come to town. They're, former Super Bowl contender a couple
Yeah.
years ago. Young talent.
same for the Niners. but
Aaron Donald terrifies me.
Yeah.
I was like, he's going to have 10 sacks this game.
God, I get chills thinking about it again.
The offense actually came together for a little bit, stopped the pass rush.
Yep.
The defense played well. We lose the game 17-9. We had chances though. We had opportunities.
Well, this is
and that's our season though, is missed opportunities.
Yeah, 100%.
Go to game 1, interception. Game 2, interception at the end of the game, and an injury.
Yep.
Game 3, 49ers.
Yeah, that was the one game that
they
we
beat the
just
shit
straight
out
up
of us.
lost. Yeah.
The offense couldn't do anything, so the defense is on the field the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing you can do. And the Rams game, we were in that game. We had a chance.
Oh, we're very much alive.
We had a chance to make some moves, and
then-
we just can't do it.
Yeah. It's brutal to watch. It really is.
We talked about the defense a little bit. The defense has come to play this year. Patrick Graham, so far, doing a lot with. Maybe we are one of the youngest teams in the NFL. Maybe we have young talent. We are missing a lot of pieces. But the schemes he's doing, the things he's putting together, he's keeping us in games.
Yeah,
and if our
that
offense could do
amoeba defense.
anything, if they could
Yeah.
score. If we had 5 touchdowns, we'd have a different record.
Oh my
instead of
God,
3.
completely. And like you said, we're a few plays away from actually having a very solid winning record.
Now,
so it's
scenario. We have played. We started off the Steelers, top defense. Game 2, the Bears, top defense. Right now, they're keeping Tom Brady at bay on Thursday Night Football. The score was, last I checked, was 14-13. We play Game 3, 49ers, yes, they're down a lot of players. They have the depth. Went to the Super Bowl. They still have a solid team. They crush us, but that could be the one game we throw away.
Yeah.
Next game, the Rams, another solid team. The beginning of our schedule has been super tough.
Oh, yeah. It's been absolutely brutal. And when you consider that the offensive line, the team as a whole didn't get any preseason to get reps in, figure their shit out, get game tested against real opponents, like you got to almost pretend that those first 4 games count as a preseason. You got to kind of roll with it that way. And then hope they come out with some major changes here. I don't like the fact that we haven't seen Jason Garrett really adapt this offense based on who we're playing.
Yeah, is he on the hot seat right now?
He should be.
Or do you think it's just we didn't get all that practice with a brand new coaching staff, all new personnel?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot that you have to put together for games that count. You didn't get those preseason games. You couldn't let the offensive line gel. You couldn't let your players build chemistry.
Yeah,
do the Giants have a chance to turn the season around? Part of me says yes. Part of me says yes, and I think playing the Cowboys, who have one of the worst defenses, is going to show us a lot. The Giants either are going to score some points, and maybe the first 4 games were the 4 hardest games we're going to have, or we're just going to shit the bed and do the same thing over and over again. But
what would be worse, do you think, if we imagine we go through and we win? I'm not going to say 12. Let's say our original prediction comes true. We go 9-7. We win those 9 games by the skin of our teeth. Would you rather have won those games and ended up with a worse draft pick? Or would you rather just barely lose those games, end up with a better pick, and have the team make a complete rebound next year?
If we go 9-7, Dave Gettleman isn't getting fired. He turns people into believers.
Yeah.
The only positive thing I will say about going 9-7 is that our team is so young that it will give us something to build on. These guys need this experience to get better.
Agreed.
Now, if we lose X amount of games and we lose Gettleman, that's a worse situation to be in, I guess, than going 9-7 and having a worse draft pick, because we're kind of back at square one. You're going to bring in a new GM who's going to have different opinions and different players.
Yep.
Possibly a new coaching staff. I hope not, but
who knows?
You got to give that general manager the option to pick his own personnel.
I agree.
And it's almost better to have a better record and be close to making that playoff, and having these young guys show you that they can compete and they're not as bad as everyone says they are, and then go into the next season with a worse draft pick where you can fill in now the spots that aren't working out, than to be completely awful and not really know what you have. I think if they show us they can win some games, it'll leave us in a better spot.
Agreed.
It's tough though. I mean, it's just a weird season. It's a weird time. We talked about
this is
we talked about in 4th and 1 all the other playoffs that are going on, how they feel, how they don't feel the same, how not seasons are compromised, but you're not getting, we can look at the injuries in the NFL. All these injuries, is it because we didn't get that full season of preparation? I mean, no one really has an answer, but I think a lot of things are happening because it's a different type of year. And I'm not going to say the Giants are doing bad because of that, because they obviously have a lot of things to work on, but we don't really have an answer. So is it Gettleman's fault? I mean, yes, I think he's the scapegoat right now.
Yeah,
he's the scapegoat.
He's more than
right
just a scapegoat. He is pretty responsible for a lot of what's happened.
Yeah, he blew up. When he first came here, he blew up the team we had. He got rid of some big names that necessarily weren't bad players.
Yeah.
They were just under big contracts. He restarted, and now thinking that we were going to be in a better spot, we're not. We're back where we were. We're defeated.
What are we supposed to say? We're defeated.
We're 0-4. We got we have a lot of things to work on. Drafting Saquon, he gets hurt. You lose that number 1 pick that we took that could have been a difference maker this year. Replacing him this year though has been interesting. We signed Devonta Freeman, we have Wayne Gallman, we have Deion Lewis.
Yeah.
They actually looked better running the ball this week. Without
think it's
Saquon,
because, yeah,
I don't know
think
what
it's
it
because
is.
teams weren't as focused at the line of scrimmage. You know what I mean? Like when you have Saquon there, everyone's going to flock to him, which is why I was so against trading Odell, because that separates things. You got two superstars, you can't focus all your direction on one or the other. It takes pressure off them. Like I think a huge part of the reason Saquon got hurt after, I could be wrong, but I don't think he got hurt at all in college or high school. It's his first like real injury.
I think he had
was
little
last
injuries,
year.
but nothing major like
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
Like, this is his biggest injury ever. Last year he was injured too, but I think it's because he tries to do too much. That was his one big knock. People like should try and say it's pass blocking, but it's he tries to create for the whole offense because he's that talented.
Right.
He's that dedicated to his team. He'll take a 4-yard loss trying to get a 20-yard gain. You know what I mean? He'll run around all day trying to open things up. So I think that's what it was. He was pushing himself too hard because it's all on him. There's nobody else. As good as Slayton is, as big of a revelation as he's been, he's not a top-tier receiver yet.
No,
He could be one day. But
And we drafted these offensive linemen, but they're still rookies, and we
Yep.
have a completely new offensive line than we had last year. No Nate Solder.
Exactly.
There's no carryover except for Will Hernandez and Zeitler.
Yeah.
But I mean, they don't even play next to each other. When you add 3 new pieces in there,
yeah, it's going to take a while for them to kind of get their shit together. And they've been, like you said, battle-tested. Like,
Right.
these are tough defenses they've gone against to start.
and I think playing against weaker defenses, like now we will know.
Yeah.
Like Dallas, we will know if they are actually.
But see, the
Are
thing
they
that makes me
getting
nervous,
better?
yeah.
Are they getting better every game? Are we seeing
Yeah.
an improvement? Can we score more than a freaking touchdown?
Oh my god, it'd be so nice.
Like let's score 2. Maybe.
Imagine a multi. Yeah, I was about to say,
Wow.
imagine a multi-touchdown Giants game. Imagine Evan Engram actually lives up to his potential and isn't just a forgotten piece of this
This is
offense.
an anti-Evan Ingram Giants podcast. I don't know.
He's
Where to
dropping
go
on
with
the
that
list.
guy?
He's got to do something. He's got to do something.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, let's go back to the guy throwing in the ball, Daniel Jones. Where are you with him right now?
He's down to Danny Nichols in my book. Like you gotta do something here. Like I know there's a lot on his shoulders, but just the decision making at the end of games. Like he's kept us alive in games. He's the only quarterback other than Lamar Jackson to lead his team in rushing. So like he's doing some good things. It's
Right.
just these decisions towards the end of games are just boneheaded and
And
so
they're not decisions
detrimental.
where he's under pressure. He's just making bad
Bad
choices.
reads. Yeah, he's not getting through his progression.
We have the Pittsburgh awful.
Which, like, I wanted to make
interception.
excuses for it, and then I watched it, and I was like, there's nothing.
I mean, he's forcing things at the end of the games. Even the Rams, he forces a throw, they pick it off. San Francisco, Fred Warner picks off a pass from clean. Like,
Yeah.
he throws it right to him.
Yeah.
He's making the turnovers. He has multiple turnovers in
bad every
consecutive
game.
games. And when you turn the ball over more than 2 times in a game,
That's it.
that's it. Like, you're not gonna have a chance to win. These teams are too good that you're playing. They're gonna score points when
Yep.
you're turning the ball over.
And it's his numbers, surprisingly enough, compare favorably. I don't think turnovers are included in this, but I think it's like yards, rushing yards, and maybe touchdowns or something else. Might be completion percentage. Compare favorably to Phil Simms and Eli Manning in their first 16 games. So it's possible he turns around and ends up being a Giants.
He also
great.
has similar statistics as like Peyton Manning in his first 2
Oh, gosh, I
years.
thought you were going to say like Jamarcus Russell. And be like, all right, well, I take
No.
everything back.
Well, we could look at that, but I mean, people overanalyze, and when your team is bad, you're looking at trying to find a reason why.
Yeah.
I try to be positive. It's been hard to stay positive during this Giants season when you watch that offense. I don't know. Do you blame the quarterback? Do you blame the offensive line? Do you blame the
Blame the
GM?
GM.
Like everyone wants to point fingers. There's still a lot of season to play. Things can turn around, and if they don't, then we got to make those calls on
Yeah.
what the problem is. But when you turn the ball over the way he is, it's tough to say it's anyone else's fault. Like they're giving him this opportunity. He's got to. Like if you turn it over 1 time a game, we could probably live with that. That happens sometimes. When it's fumbles and interceptions,
it's like, what are you doing?
It's when you do it, the times you do it, you put your team at a terrible put your team in a terrible spot. Like
100%. Then you got to bust your ass to get out of that hole, and
You
you
know
don't
that-
have your best player on offense to support you. It's tough.
I mean, this Steelers game where he throws that pick, that could be like the play we talk about all year and how the season goes. Like that was a game-changing play.
100%.
You know, the 49ers play when he throws the interception going into the end of the second quarter, he turns it over, they get a field goal. You know, you gave them points and the game was close. And after that, like
just they ran away with it.
they ran away with it. So we have Dallas coming up. What do you think? Is Dallas as good as advertised on offense, and are they as bad as advertised on defense? Like, is this who they are?
I don't know if it's 100% who they are. I think they've had some heroics to live up to how bad their defense has been, but they always play us close. So divisional games are always the toughest ones for me to gauge. You can never just say it's going to be one way or the other. You never can. So like look at the Eagles week 1 against the Washington football team. So it's tough to say. But for that same reason, the Giants actually have a shot.
Right.
So
Gotta believe.
they get it.
Let's
Got
go
it
with a couple
exactly.
quick hitters here off the top of my head. Daniel Jones, over or under 1.5 touchdowns.
I gotta say it turns around at some point. I'm gonna give him over. I'm gonna give him the
All
over.
right. Evan Ingram, over or under 1 touchdown.
Under, but I'm still gonna bet on him for the over because I think it's plus 10,000. So
You got to take that.
you have to.
What do you think? What's the score prediction? You have a score prediction for this game, and
I
do you have
don't.
a Giants win or loss prediction?
God,
You want to say win?
I want to say win so bad, but I'm so scared because they always fuck us. But I'm gonna do it. I gotta stick true. True blue. Giants win.
It's on the spot. Go ahead. You got it.
I'm gonna say 35.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
they're going to almost double their touchdown.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna put it on them. 35 to I don't even know. What
I think
would
to
be
beat the Cowboys, you have to score 35 points.
easily.
God damn, are the Dallas Cowboys and the Giants playing upstairs?
Yeah,
What's going on?
seriously.
I
see.
agree. I
Let
think
me
you have
do some
to.
math
I think you
here.
got to score 35 based on what the Cowboys are doing. I think you got to score. I'm going to say 31-28. Giants upset victory, knocking people out of our survivor pool.
Let's go.
For a chance for us to go and get some money. But you heard it here first. Those are our score predictions. This has been episode number 3, Dimes a Dozen, a Giants podcast, a spinoff of 4th and 1.
Let's
and,
hope we get
we
more
will
of
be
these
watching
so
the
they're not
game on
depressing.
Sunday. We'll get some live
Yep,
reactions.
I'm pumped for it.
Some sock and bopper action,
Are
possibly.
you coming? Are you gonna come?
Possibly. There's going to be a knockout. Going to get the Kleenex for the bloody nose.
Yeah.
But
We're gonna be ready to go.
hopefully the Dallas Cowboys are going to be the ones that bleed and the Giants come to victory. Let's go.
What jerseys are we wearing here? Are we wearing
I'm going
retro
straight.
player
I'm going
jerseys?
Strahan, solid blue, Nike.
All right, then I'll rock my my blue tuck.
All right.
'Cause I was gonna say, are we at home or away?
I think we're away
Okay, because
because I think it's in Dallas. I think we're.
I'm
at
debating when
45.
I should bust out my away dimes. You know, but that's if he chooses to be dimes.
We'll see after this weekend
So we'll
if
see.
dimes is nickels or nickels is dimes.
I'll bust out the Justin Tuck that I haven't worn in years in the hopes that he's our new GM.
All right. Pray for Tuck. Pray for the Giants.
Let's go, big boy.
Thanks for watching and listening. I'm Sean.
And I'm Matt.
Catch you next time.
Love that.